Today we're gonna get to do something we've never done before. Hang out with the wild horses of Onaqui. Our plan is to head west from Provo on Route 73 until we reach the Pony Express Road, which then will continue on heading west towards Simpson Springs. It's a gravel road that cuts through the herd management area. Now, in the event that we do find the herd, there's a few rules that we need to follow. Never chase, attempt to feed, or pet a wild horse. In fact, you're not even allowed to get closer than 100 feet. They are wild animals, and they can kick with a speed of 200 miles per hour. Never get between a stallion and his mares, aka his ladies, or a mare and her foal, aka her baby. And of course, don't change the landscape. Just be a ghost. One thing you guys might not know about me is that I grew up riding horses, and I've been around them almost my entire life, and they're pretty cool animals. I mean, they're wicked smart, and they can form long-term memories like elephants. They also have high emotional intelligence like dolphins, which means they feel a lot, like empathy and grief. And ultimately, having all of that awareness and intelligence allows them to form strong bonds with both humans and other animals. They're really a lot alike to man's best friend, the dog, with the added bonus of us being able to ride them.
All right, he's out of it. Stop, Rock. Now, in order to film the horses and still keep a safe distance, we did have to go get ourselves a long lens. We ended up grabbing this 100 to 400 millimeter zoom lens, but this is gonna guarantee we don't get too close to the horses. And of course, this was only possible through the help of our Patreon supporters, as well as that generous donation from Cassandra. So thank you very much. Okay, now, I'm gonna need that camera because I wanna do a few test shots before we actually get out there. Nothing crazy. Action horse. I don't know if that's gonna cut it. A little too simple. Let's step it up.
I wouldn't actually be riding one of the wild horses.
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't be riding it, but let's imagine you are the horse. Okay, all right, so let's start with a trot. All right, back the other way. Let's go and try to do a decent run. Whoa, look at that gallop. Wow. What else do horses do?
They rear up.
Okay, just give me an example. Don't they roll around on the ground?
Yeah, but...
Imagine you have a lot of flies.
I've sustained 1,000 thorns in my ass and my back.
Okay, I think we got it. I think we're good.
You wanna see my butt?
A butt full of thorns.
Yeah, there's quite a few out there, and it looks like they're moving. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited to be able to hopefully get up a little closer to some of the last remaining wild horses in the country. And I do emphasize the last remaining part because the government has been reducing the number of wild horses and wild burros for years in order to make room for cattle grazing and agriculture. And unfortunately, they use some pretty inhumane tactics to accomplish that. But I'm not here to ruin your day today, so we'll put a pin in that for now, and let's go see if we can find some wild horses. Okay, they're pretty close at this point. They're right up here. There are a couple other people, so we're just gonna make our way probably over to the side of this herd. It's kind of cool because you can see they each have a family group, which is a stallion and a handful of mares, and they all hang out in those little pods of 5 to 8.
horses are like curious, and so they keep walking in too close. I can't like get good focus or not quick enough, you know, and then we have to move again. So we just keep moving and moving and moving. This crowd in particular is very curious.
He's nibbling on him. So the herd management area, which is the land that's set aside for them to live on by the BLM, is about 250,000 acres in total. And the herd itself is about 400 horses, but they travel in units of anywhere from like 5 to 8 horses, all the way up to like 100 or 150. And this group right here is probably about 110, 120. So we got a ride back up to the van from a fellow horse photographer, and then the entire herd just like galloped up to this water trough here, which was pretty cool to see. And the BLM keeps this water trough full for them. It's tempting to want to stay close, but we have to remember that it's their land, not ours. We might actually have to wait now because we don't want to disturb them with the van. They're drinking out of the puddles.
Excuse me, sir.
So we really don't have a lot of time in Utah, which is why I feel pretty lucky that we got to come out here and see the horses.
Yeah, I'm not even like a horse boy, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Because who's to say that they're always going to be here? And like I said earlier, the BLM has actually been rounding up wild horses in an effort to reduce the herds. They say they have to control the population in order to maintain a healthy ecosystem because there's limited resources, you know, like food and water.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because when you think about us as people, we're really blowing through the Earth's natural resources, so who's watching over our population? I mean, we're constantly popping kids out left and right.
I mean, we use water to grow green grass for golf courses in the middle of Arizona's dry desert.
Yeah, we saw that a few times.
And we burn and cut down the rainforests that are responsible for producing the oxygen that we as humans kind of need to breathe.
And I can see that kind of being like one of those out of sight, out of minds. I've never even seen a rainforest.
Not even on TV. And I get that it's hard to think about all the problems that the world has, especially when you're trying to like earn a living and stay healthy and find some semblance of happiness.
Be buff.
Take your shoes off before you walk inside.
Drink enough water.
Pluck your mustache hairs.
Remember your mom's birthday.
Take your vitamins.
Don't pick your nose in public. My mom gets on me all the time for that.
Don't flick your boogers in the bed. Ben always yells at me for that.
And I get it. I mean, we can barely afford our groceries. Well, I can barely afford our groceries, especially when they're the sustainable organic ones.
And with all these issues to think about, I guess it's easy to understand why nobody cares about the horses.
Title drop. Ding.
So I suppose what we're trying to get at is...
Horses cut a lot of cheese.
They do.
It's a lot. Good thing they have these big fields.
They fart. He's saying they fart.
All right. Bye.
Jinx. See ya. Oh. Please.